This is the second section, or not really the second section. People complained that they couldn't hear me in the first live video, so I'm just going to wait to see if someone can join in and confirm if they can hear me just before I start. So let's just wait so I don't talk to myself. Okay, in case you're watching the replay, you can just move a bit forward to see to continue, but for the live section I need to wait. Okay, awesome, someone has joined in, so please, whoever joined in, I really need your help right now. Kindly tell me if you can hear me in the comments. I really appreciate that. Tell me if you can hear me. I know my video is clear, so just tell me if you can hear me in the comments. Two people have joined. Please, I need you to tell me if you can hear me in the comments, okay? Yeah, please, I'm waiting. Tell me if you can hear me, if the audio is clear now. I don't really know what happened, but when I went back to my section, I could hear myself, so I don't know what the problem was for others. Tell me if you can hear me. Rita, awesome. Please tell me if you can hear me. I really appreciate that. Can you hear me? I can just see you liking the video, but I'm waiting for your comments just before I go on. Okay? Tell me if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's just what I want to know. Okay, so Peter said he can hear me. Loud, clear and loud. Okay, so I think I'll just go on. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to the Loda live video. I'll just go on. Okay, so of course, tell me your location, tell me where you're watching from, and don't forget to use the comments to tell me whatever points that hits home. All right, so Peter, please, I really hope you stay to the end so that you tell me if there's any points my audio isn't loud or isn't clear at all. I really appreciate that. Okay, so in today's timeout, like I said in my earlier post, in today's timeout we'll be talking about strategic volunteering, because I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking me, Blessing, how do I find volunteering opportunities? How do I become a volunteer? I want to learn how to volunteer, and it's really tiring being able to answer all these questions. Okay, so that's why I decided to come on, Blessing, let's do a live video about this. So you're welcome. This is Time Out with Blessing. My name is Blessing Okibe. If you're watching on Facebook, please do well to share this video. I'd really appreciate that. But if you're watching on any other platform, please use the comment section to tell me your name and to tell me your location. And don't forget to put up any point or any highlight that resonates with you. Ready? So let's go. So first, volunteering. We all know what volunteering is, so I don't think I'll really talk much about that. But where I'm going to focus more on is strategic. So some people are like, volunteering, which one is strategic volunteering? Okay, strategic volunteering, that is what I want to base on right now. What does it mean to volunteer strategically? Just like strategy means, strategy simply means using something to achieve a goal. Okay, so strategic volunteering is just using volunteering or your volunteering experience or the act of volunteering to achieve a specific goal. All right, that's just what it simply means. So I'm going to be talking or telling you in this live video how you can volunteer and use this volunteering experience, use your art of volunteering to achieve certain goals for yourself or for your business or for your education, your career, or whatever. And because our time is limited, I'm just going to go right straight into it. So the first step to volunteering strategically is to first, come on, someone tell me, know your why. Obviously, You want to use volunteering to achieve a specific goal. What is that goal you want to achieve? You see, a lot of mistake I see a lot of volunteers do is that they just volunteer because probably they heard that volunteering is one way to build relationships. Volunteering is one way to do this or the other. That it's good to volunteer, it's good to be selfless. Yes, I know, but why are you volunteering? You volunteering because someone else said volunteer, because you had Blessing Okebese talking about volunteering for this, volunteering for that. Why are you volunteering? That is the first thing you must ask yourself. So start with why. Why do you want to volunteer? Why do you want to be a volunteer? Is it for your growth? Is it for your personal growth? Is it for your business? Is it for your career growth? Is it to build expertise in a certain skill? Is it to build relationships? Is it for to position yourself for certain opportunities? Why are you volunteering? Start with why. So you need to quickly sit down and ask yourself, call your name. Why do I want to be a volunteer? Why do I want to give out my time, resources? Because of course, volunteering most cases don't come with anything in return. So why would you want to do that? So first, start with why. Define that goal, define that objective you want to achieve through volunteering. Now, it's only when you define this goal and objective you want to achieve, it's only this definition that can help you in the other steps that I am going to mention right now. So start with why. Have a why for volunteering. Your why could be to build a relationship with probably the host, probably the person that is organizing that whatever you want to volunteer in is your role model, is someone you want to get close to, and you want to use that volunteering opportunity to get close to them. Awesome, wonderful. So but you need to define it so that when you volunteer, you can, at a point, you can ask yourself, am I hitting my goal? Am I hitting my goal? It can help you know when you're hitting your goal or not. Or you just want to be a volunteer, that's okay, but it's always good to start with why. So get a paper, get a pen, and say, I want to volunteer because of this. I want to volunteer because of this. Remember, start with why. Be concise in your definition. Be concise in your objective. Be concise in whatever goal you want to achieve through volunteering, because this is going to help you determine if you're just wasting your time or if you're really getting the results that you desire. Now, the second one, once you start with why, every other thing follows, because your why is going to define every other thing I'm going to say in this live session. So now you've defined your why. You said, this is what I want to achieve. You said, this is why I am volunteering. Now, look out for volunteering opportunities that resonate with your why. You see, a lot of volunteers want to volunteer for anything volunteerable, if there's any word like that. Sorry. So a lot of volunteers just want any volunteering opportunity they see, they just jump at. Any volunteering opportunity they see, they just jump at. There will always be volunteering opportunities out there, but you need to be properly guided. You can't volunteer for every event that comes your way. If not, you'll be wasting your time, your energy, and you will not get any results. So, for example, if you want to volunteer, if you want to be a volunteer because you want to strengthen your skill in, let's say, social media management, so probably you have you took a course in social media management, okay? You just took a course, but you need a practical knowledge on it. So you decide to volunteer, because of course when you volunteer, because of this digital age, people would want, there will be a social media outlet, okay? So these volunteering organizations would have social media platforms that they will need people to manage, so that can give you a practical experience. So when you decide that this is why you want to volunteer, you now look out for opportunities that can help you target or achieve that why of yours. Because if you're going to volunteer and say, okay, you're volunteering to manage a social media platform, you're not going to be the only one doing it. There are probably other people who are also volunteering as well, and they might likely have more experience than you are, and you can learn if you're willing to learn, or if you're willing to submit. Okay, so, and it also, if you decide that you want to volunteer to push your career, to build expertise in a certain area, or maybe your career, maybe in finance, Let's say you want to volunteer to build expertise in finance. That means you're going to volunteer for opportunities that is regarding finance. Me, I can't volunteer for opportunities that has to do with health, because okay, maybe I can do one or two things around it, but to put my whole time, put my whole energy just for health related campaigns, I don't think I can do that, because I'm not even really passionate about it. Okay, I'm not really passionate about it. I'm more passionate about digital technology. And let me tell you, it is through my volunteering opportunities, through the many volunteering opportunities that I have, that brought me where I am today in tech. Because I looked out for organizations that were focused on digital technology. I volunteered for Google events. I volunteered for Facebook events, because I knew my why. So you want to build expertise in finance, you want to build expertise in health, so you know that whatever opportunity that is coming your way, whatever volunteering opportunity that you want to build expertise in, will have to do with health. So if it's finance, you just know that you might have to ignore, because there will always be tons of volunteering opportunities that comes your way. That is the second one. Remember, the first one is why. The next one is look out for volunteering opportunities that resonate with your why. Number 3 is to get roles and responsibilities that resonate with your why. Okay, so this is where I feel a lot of people get it wrong. You see someone volunteer for this opportunity, and the person volunteers as a photographer. Another opportunity comes, the person volunteers as a social media manager. Another opportunity comes, the person volunteers as a welfare coordinator. Another opportunity comes, the person volunteers as a logistics manager. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Volunteering is supposed to give you expertise. It's also supposed to give you knowledge. It's supposed to give you practical knowledge on something. So if you want to build expertise in, say, let's say cooking, food, that means you know that for all volunteering opportunities that you encounter, you volunteer in things that has to do with maybe welfare. That's just it. Or if you want to build expertise, if your objective for volunteering is to build expertise in, let's say, social media management, so once you volunteer for anything, you go towards the social media side, because that is where you want to build expertise. Not today you volunteer as a social media manager, tomorrow you volunteer as a logistics manager, next tomorrow you volunteer as a whatever else. So it is very important that you go for roles that resonate with your objective, because as you do that consistently, you're getting the experience consistently. So let's say you volunteer for 5 organizations in a year, and for all these organizations you volunteer as a content developer. Imagine the experience you get from all these 5 volunteering opportunities, because you're not going to be the only one there. There are other people there that might likely be better than you, and you learn from them. But if you're volunteering for social media, you're volunteering for welfare, you're volunteering for logistics, you're just gathering areas in different fields that are not even related to what you want to do. It's just like a rolling stone, just gathering more. So you need to be clear on what it is. Yes, exactly, go for roles that aligns with your objectives. Another one is to stop shying away from leadership positions. I cannot tell you enough how, for me, accepting that I want to lead this particular team, it has opened me to so much opportunities. So beyond being a team member, you can actually volunteer to be a team leader. See, this is something not a lot of people will tell you. This is something not a lot of people will tell you. Some of us don't want. I personally, I don't like leading. I'll tell you the truth. I love being a follower, but I know that there are some things that can't get done with me being a follower. So sometimes I need to take heads on and I need to lead. So if there's an opportunity for you to lead a particular team, take that opportunity. It will strengthen your leadership skills. So imagine in your CV, you're able to say you led a team of how many to achieve a specific goal. To achieve a specific goal. So you're not just a team member, you're a team leader. And at the end of that project or whatever you volunteered for, your impact will be felt as a team leader. Maybe as a team member is just like every other person is, but when you volunteer as a team leader, your impact will be felt. And let me tell you, volunteering as a team leader even gives you more greater chances to build relationship with probably the host or the speaker. I'm telling you the truth, than just being a team member. So stop shying away from leadership positions. If you have the opportunity to be a leader, to lead a particular team, go for it and maximize that opportunity. Get the experience. And for you being a leader doesn't mean you know it all. Some of the leaders we have out there, they don't know it, or some of their followers know much more than them. But if they are willing to learn, nobody is going to really know the difference. I think you're just the leader, that you know everything. So volunteering as a leader gives you a greater opportunity to connect with the host, the speakers, or whatever organization that is the sponsor, or especially if maybe you're in charge of sponsorship, partnership, communication between speakers and you, PR. Trust me, this will give you a bigger platform than just being a team member. So take a responsibility that you know that once this responsibility is done, you know that you're the one that did it. Don't just be like every other volunteer out there. Let your impact be felt. Okay, another one is to build relationships. Don't just volunteer for the knowledge alone, build relationships. I have built amazing, most of the people I have met that are really helping me in life. Of course, I'm helping some other people, but most of the people that have opened me to greater opportunities are people I met through volunteering. I'm talking about the hosts, I'm talking about the speakers, I'm talking about other volunteers. So there was a time I was a volunteer for a physical event, and I was the PA. No, not PA. Okay, I was assigned as the PA to one of the speakers, and that was how I was able to build a relationship with that speaker. And when I knew that that person was someone I've always wanted to connect with, but I didn't know how. So I made sure to carry out my role so good that even after the event, he called me and wanted to build a relationship with me. We even got talking after the event, and we had several projects that we could work on. Okay, so the thing is not just they gave me PA, I said okay, let me do PA. No, I carried out my role so well. So don't say because this is volunteering that you're just going to do it anyhow. You don't know who is watching. Don't take it for granted just because you're volunteering and nobody's paying. You don't know who is watching. So if you're able to do something excellently, even though no one is paying you, people will wonder how you're going to do that thing if someone is actually paying you. So don't think no one is watching. Your host is watching. Whoever, or maybe if it's a mentor or a role model that's the reason you're volunteering, they are watching. Any other person you're assigned to is watching. So carry out your duties. So don't say it's just volunteering. So what's the need? Guys, please, if you're getting value, I want you to use the comments, okay? If you're getting value, please use the comments and tell me what point resonates with you. Now, I talked about building relationships. You need to build relationship with your host, with your speakers. Now, see what one thing I do. Once I volunteer for events and it has speakers that I really want to connect with, after the event, I go to the inbox of the speakers and introduce myself to them, leveraging on that platform I volunteered with. So I can go like, hello Mr. A, my name is Blessing Okebe. I was the PR manager for whatever organization, and I was really impacted by your lesson. I learned this and learned that. So just because I mentioned that platform, it gives me an edge. Okay, so after volunteering, after the campaign is done, you can reach out to the speakers, leverage on that platform, introduce yourself. They'll give you more ears just because of that platform, especially if they have a very good relationship with the host. So that's one way you can build relationships with the speaker. And if you have direct contact with the speaker, maybe during your volunteering opportunities, That's awesome for you. Also build relationship with your fellow volunteers. See, how do I explain this? Volunteering is where you can meet your destiny helper and you will not know. So because everybody there is in quote on the same level. So a someone in a top position, in a top position, maybe is just selfless and wants to help and decide to volunteer for something. Maybe you're just one person, a normal person, and you're volunteering for the same cause. And that is, normally outside that volunteering world, you might not even have access to that particular person, but because of volunteering, that it has brought you and that person in the same room. So volunteering can help you meet your destiny helper. But if you look at every other person as a volunteer just like you, you might miss it. So build relationships with your fellow volunteers. Connect with them during the event, after the event. People outside your team, connect with them. You don't know who is who. So just because volunteering gave you the platform doesn't mean that everybody is equal there, in quotes. Some people have what you need, but if you look down on them just because you guys volunteered for the same cause, you're going to miss it. Okay, so I've talked about the speakers, I've talked about your fellow volunteers, then your hosts. As far as you volunteered for an event, and this is an event that is very precious to someone, it will give you leverage, it will give you an edge when you want to connect with that person. You self, not just reaching out to that person to connect. If you are active and an active volunteer, you can maintain communication with that person, especially if you are a team leader, because it's through team leaders that they reach out to team members. So if you're just a team member, you might not really get the direct interaction with whoever the host is. But if you're a team leader, you get direct interactions with them. You see why I told you to look out for leadership positions? Good. Now, another one is showcase your work on social media. You see me do this a lot. I don't even showcase all the opportunities I get, all the volunteering opportunities I get. Show people what you're doing. Show people, especially when it's related to your skills. You volunteered as a social media manager in this event. It helps you build expertise. So showcase your work. You carried out this project successfully, especially if you're the team leader. You carried it out successfully. It will build your profile, especially on LinkedIn. Just recently I decided I wanted to become more serious on LinkedIn. And I was filling out my portfolio, everything, and I actually found that I've done a lot. See, another thing that is not related to what I'm doing right now but it's very important, is the act of documenting. You need to document. So I have a book where I document everything I do as a brand or as a person. When I get awards, when I get nominations, when I volunteer for this opportunity, when I do one extraordinary thing or the other, when I teach in a class, I write it down. How many people are in the class? I write it down. Well, that's just for me, Sha. I'm too extreme because I love planning, I love taking down details. But one thing you should actually do is to document your volunteering journey. So if you volunteered for a certain organization and you achieve these results with them, write it down. You don't know when you may need it. So when I started updating my LinkedIn, I went back to the book I normally write this down, and I was really amazed because I didn't know I had done so much. I didn't know I had done so much in volunteering. So it was a series of several events written down. I was able to build my LinkedIn profile, and I wasn't even done. I just had to quit it and say I don't need to put everything on LinkedIn, though I think I may need to, but that's okay. To document your volunteering journey and showcase your works on social media, LinkedIn is a good platform. Take pictures, take videos, post it on social media. Yes, I said it. Post it on social media. You don't know who is watching. Take pictures of you volunteering. Take pictures of you carrying out your tasks. It helps you build your profile. Like, come on. It helps you build your profile, not just as a volunteer, as a personal brand. So you need to take these things very, very serious. Because most times when you take these pictures of you doing what you do, nobody will really know that you volunteered unless you tell them. So if I see you have pictures of you volunteering as a photographer in different events, and you don't tell me you're a volunteer, I can take you to be a photographer and just maybe if you're just building knowledge, if your objective was just building knowledge for it, I can take you to be a normal photographer. At least I saw you taking pictures for some events and invite you to come to a job for me. So take pictures, take videos, post it on social media, update your LinkedIn profile, write your bio, and document your volunteering journey. These things will help you use your volunteering experience, everything to achieve your set goal. So I don't know what your goal is. That's why I can't really narrow it down. But remember, you always need to start with why, and your why will guide you in whatever thing you need to do. So guys, this is the end of today's section. Please, if you have any questions, if you have any contributions, I would love you to use the comments and tell me. Okay, if you got value, please use the comments and be my guest, and also tell me if you got value. I'll just give 2 to 3 minutes for that and we'll round off. Okay, just as I'm waiting for the questions, I will say the last thing. So people normally ask me how they can get volunteering opportunities. Okay, so I'll just tell you how mine works out so you can get a hint from there. So the first volunteer work I ever did, after that they didn't let us go, so we were put into a community where we got access to more volunteering opportunities. So here's the thing: whatever platform you're volunteering for, it is likely to have more events in future. So don't just leave yet, especially if it's a WhatsApp group or if it's any kind of group. Don't leave. Okay, sometimes they put, after volunteering, they put the volunteers in, they make the volunteers part of their community. Okay, another thing you can actually do is look out for, this one is very strategic, look out for events that are happening. Look out for events that are happening, either virtual events or physical events that are happening. Then go visit their social media profiles. Most times they call out for volunteers. You see it? So whenever an event is happening, you can either visit the host profile. So look for the person that is the convener or the host. Type the person's name on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Visit the profile. You might either see a call for volunteers, or you send the person a direct message that you want to be a volunteer. Okay, that you want to be a volunteer. Yes, it works that way. Another thing is to look out for your community members. Join communities within your location. So there are certain organizations, there are certain youth, especially if you're a youth, there are certain youth-based organizations around your city, around your town. Join these organizations. They get a lot of opportunities. All right. Look out for organizational pages. Look out for these events. When you see events, when you see any physical or virtual event, they normally write the name of the organization hosting that event. Take the name of their organization, go look them up on social media. Look through their profile. You can send them a message that you want to volunteer, or you see when they normally call out for volunteers, because that's what a lot of these people do. Okay, and also you can look out for people who are always doing calls for volunteers. Sometimes I do that, but I'll try to do it more often. But once you join these volunteering platforms, connect with other volunteers, because other volunteers probably got this opportunity from different sources, and you can also use their sources as well. They probably have link to other volunteering opportunities. You see why I said you should connect? So don't let go. All right, don't let go. These are ways that you can get volunteering opportunities. All right, guys, so I don't think there's any question. If you have further questions later on after this live session, please use the comments and I'll try my best to answer your questions. Okay, thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for watching. I also want to see your points in the comments, and don't forget to share this video. It's super important. So till I come your way next time, next Tuesday, same time, right? Same profile. For now, from me to you is bye.